This week I've been getting into sport. I've been watching some beach volleyball, and it's quite interesting because like 10 minutes into the game and there was a wrist injury. Hopefully though I'll be okay for next week. Think about it. And did you hear, by the way, in the news that they're not making 12-inch rulers any longer?
Oh, God, no.
And on top of that, in the news, it was also said that the person who invented the door knocker was given the Nobel Prize.
Oh, come on. No, come on. We're not four.
You know it. Still, in other news, you got to hand it to blind prostitutes.
Christ.
Anyway, hello everyone. I'm working through a back pile. Can you tell? Hello everyone, and welcome to the Black Dog Podcast version 2, episode 107. I'm Lee.
I'm Darren.
I'm Jim.
I'm Elton.
And this week we will be seeing how everyone's week's been, and then we will be moving on to this week's movie, which was Elton's pick. Which was, Elton?
The Woman in Black.
The Woman in Black, that's right. So we'll be getting onto that with our indeterminate weeks of horror. And yes, see how that works out for us. And in honour of The Woman in Black, the movie specifically, we will be having a Woman in Black review. A movie review in the style of Woman in Black. Darren doesn't know what we're talking about here. Nobody knows what we're talking about here. But when you know, you'll know. Okay? So anyone driving a car, please stop before you hear our review. That's all I'm saying. So, before we get to that, let's find out how everyone's week's been. And Jim, how's it been, sir?
Reasonably quiet and busy, really. It's, the Halloween season is obviously a busy time of year for me.
Yes.
And sometimes we regret starting doing a History Halloween podcast series, but never mind.
Yep.
It did mean that I got to track down some unusual items from yesteryear, including a TV movie called The Midnight Hour from the 80s, 85. It's a comedy horror, allegedly, on both counts. It wasn't too bad, but the main point of interest, it had a very, very, very young LeVar Burton in it.
Oh, good Lord. Okay.
So we watched it waiting for him to go blind, and he didn't. But anyhow.
Oh, no.
Other than that, I done watch Werewolf by Night like everybody else.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Hey. Excellent. And what did you think of it, sir?
Really enjoyed it. I thought it was a lot of fun. Yes, and I don't want to crack open the spoilers, but I was very. No. I thought one character in particular was very, very well realised.
Oh yeah. God, yes.
Ain't that right, Ted?
Be more Ted. Be more Ted.
Yes.
But yes, yeah, that was just a perfect pre-Halloween treat. I also was naughty, and I threw in the towel. And I thought I was going to wait. I was going to do it legally, but when I heard the release date might be April next year, I thought, fuck you, I'm not spoiler dodging until then. So I had to summon up the dark demons of the internet so I could watch the new Hellraiser before I find out every goddamn thing that happens in it in GIF form.
Yes, in GIF and oh, aren't we clever memes.
Yes.
Okay. And what did you think of that?
I would say it's good. It's probably the best film in the franchise since the second one. But for me, it just fell short of being great. Not quite sure why. Not still just digesting in it, but has some very good ideas, some lovely designs, really very well made, well directed. Actually, some moments where you were genuinely uneasy. I've not had in a Hellraiser film for a long time. But yeah, so I kind of think it should have been. I mean, it is good. Don't get me wrong, but it could have been brilliant. It just didn't quite nail it, if you'd pardon the pun.
Nice.
But I'll think about that further. It's one of those. It's kind of still only watched it last night. Is seemingly everyone on the planet just we're going. I'm going to wait. Everyone, yes, you went. In the horror community in the UK, you know what? Fuck it.
Yes.
I saw a lot of people going, that's it, I'm watching it, don't care.
Yeah.
I'm not going to bollocks you, April. You want piracy? This is how you get piracy. Fucking sort it out.
I know, it's insane, especially when it's like owned by the people who made it and they own their own streaming service worldwide. It's not like they have to get licenses from anywhere apart from themselves.
Exactly. I can't understand why they're being so retarded about it, to be honest. I mean, literally, it is like going back to the bad old days of like a 6 month wait from between the US and the UK. It's so retrograde. It's just stupid in the internet world.
Yeah. And on top of that, it's in April. I mean, they're not even leaving it till next October.
Yeah. I mean, it's like, thanks.
Yeah, what a bunch of arseholes.
But never mind. But, they've still got the subscription money, so I'm not really losing out, I suppose.
No. No, they're making their cash one way or the other out of you.
Yes. So bollocks to you,
Yeah. I suppose that's an interesting moral conundrum, isn't it? If you're paying for a subscription service that this thing would appear on, and you would only be paying the subscription to watch the thing that it would appear on, then surely there isn't actually any piracy going on. There's no
loss of revenue, is there?
No. No. So if you're still paying for subscription in April,
which we will be,
which
let's be
we
honest.
will. Yeah, I was going to say, unless you're like a coupon dodger who's going to sort of like subscribe and unsubscribe every 15 minutes. I mean, it's like, what's the difference? I mean, where is anyone losing money here? I suppose the only time it comes into play is if you don't have a subscription to that particular service, and then obviously we're back on the high seas, so we are. Arr, arr, yes, you're a pirate. But yeah, so it's an interesting quandary.
You are just picking up in lieu, though, aren't you?
Yeah, you're just getting a down payment on it, really. You're just picking it up early. Yeah.
Well, listen, I'm not decided, but there's probably being who I am anyway for me, and a lot of other people who went, "Oh, fuck it."
That's right.
People who I know shall remain nameless who are big Hellraiser fans, but we're probably going to buy it on bloody Blu-ray anyway. You know what I mean?
Well, that goes to another problem that's going on. I mean, I almost ran a news.
Not to mention, more than a few people are going to be buying figurines of the new look Hell Cenobites. I guarantee that.
Oh yes, they look amazing.
They are. I mean, they're so good. I was really really impressed because the design work it's horrible but beautiful.
Which is always what they were supposed to be, really.
Exactly. Yes. So as I thumbs up for the film, thumbs down for the stupidity of this regional licensing. Don't know what's going on there.
No, I don't get that at all. It's interesting. It is interesting about the whole piracy thing. I mean, yeah. Oh, maybe that's another thing. Another day we will talk about it if we get a chance. But it's just there is a lot behind the sort of like, will they even release this on DVD and Blu-ray? That's the other thing.
Well, I think that it's very foolish not to.
Yeah, but that's the thing.
Know what I mean? It's kind of franchises are great for like you sell them the disc, you do a new box set and they'll buy that. You do a 4K version of the disc, they'll buy that. You do a 4K version with added postcards.
Oh yeah,
of this, and they'll buy that as well.
Yeah,
Then make another sequel and rinse and repeat.
Which is true, but I'm starting to notice more and more, especially with some franchises that shall remain nameless, but they are releasing more and more on streaming, and there is no DVDs of them at all. So those elements only exist on that streaming service. So, for example, with the Marvel TV shows.
That's true.
Yeah, I mean, where's WandaVision? Where's Hawkeye? Where's my Hawkeye DVD? Where's my Falcon and Winter Soldier DVD?
Wow.
Where's Wally?
Exactly.
Piracy is saving the future, then, isn't it?
Well, it is kind of
preserving.
archiving.
Yeah.
It is, because there's stuff that Warner Brothers are doing. This is almost a news section now, Jim. Sorry about that.
That's all right, no.
But there's stuff with Warner Brothers and what they're doing. And it's just turning into this whole thing about sort of, 1 minute it's online and you paid for it, and 5 minutes later it's not, and tough shit.
You notice they don't make much of a thing about that, don't you? And you don't see them actually saying, look, you're going to sign up to our streaming service, but if you buy anything, if we go out of business, you've lost it. That's it. Okay, there's your downside. So just so you notice they keep very quiet about that.
Yeah,
right?
Well, that was the whole thing I had with Talk TV and then turning it into Rakuten TV.
Yeah, here's some tokens. Have some tokens.
Here's some magic beans, but you can't have the thing you actually paid for.
Exactly.
So yeah, I'm actually quite concerned by that whole thing, really.
I think it's too much. No, it's too much control. It's like if they were honest about it and said, look, you're paying this money to rent this item from us. Okay, this one-off payment, right? You will get this for as long as we say you can have it. But they don't say that, do they? Because they know people won't fucking well like it. No. I think people are, they don't give people enough credit for fucking realising it, because this is why piracy still exists. Because this is what you do. You just make this worse for us. The thing with this Hellraiser as well, it's like, no, why are we still living back in the 1970s? This is it now. We've got the internet. Why have we still got these boundaries in various countries for media? What's the big reason?
Yeah.
There is no big reason apart from greed. That's what it is.
Well, that's right. And, eventually it's going to bite them on the arse because,
of course it will.
I mean, it's like I was looking at my top shelf of Blu-rays at the moment, and there's like Wreck, Nice Guys, Last Night in Soho. I'm just looking at those right now, and I'm just thinking, out of those, two of those, Train to Busan, two of those I can't watch at all online.
No.
And the other one one of them I can only watch if I subscribe to something like Shudder. And even then it's only on for limited periods. So it's like, oh, right. So what am I paying for? You know what I mean?
Nothing really.
So anyway, sorry, Jim, we kind of went off on
No, that's all right. I didn't have much else to say other than confessing to piracy on a public broadcast.
Well, you never really confessed to it. You just said you'd had enough of waiting for it. If someone wants to infer that that's piracy, that's perfectly fine, but you never explicitly said that that's what you did.
No.
And for legal reasons, the Black Dog Podcast could not be held accountable to the hosts or what they do. Yeah. So there you go. Anyway, all right. So before the men from the FBI kicked Jim's door in, Elton, how's your week been?
Well, I went to the cinema to watch Hellraiser this week.
Amazing.
No, that was going to be my week as well. So that was it.
I think we're all of the same week, to be honest. But yeah, carry on.
I'm trying to think what else. Oh, okay. Do I do this now?
Actually, well, before you do that, what did you think of Hellraiser? And was it a roast potato?
No,
movie?
It wasn't. No.
Okay, zero
not
roast
me.
potatoes.
Yeah,
Go
zero. I quite enjoyed the first one when we reviewed it on here. And it made me interested in going and seeing the others. And I haven't done that yet. I've been told to watch 2 and then stop there.
I got a
Yeah,
soft
I'd go with that.
Yeah, I'd go with that. I might watch 3 because I've got a soft spot for 3, but I don't know why. Don't ask me why. It's probably the same reason why I like watching Street Fighter whenever it comes on late night on Channel 4.
Yeah.
But anyway, go on, carry
on. What did I think of it? I enjoyed it. It felt a little straight to TV, but I'm guessing that's how it was meant to feel. But I really have no horse in this race. So I enjoyed it. It was fun. Would I ever watch it again? If it's on, I'll watch it again. That's about as far as it goes for me. It was fun.
Okie dokie. Cool. Anyway, and the rest of your week, sir?
Rest of my week. Well, no, I won't do the bad news. So, no, that's it. That's all I have for you, I'm afraid.
Okay.
Real quiet one for me.
I hope the bad news isn't really bad. Are we in the political bad? Or
okay, then let's do this.
Go on in.
So,
go on in.
Release the beast.
Interest rates have gone up, haven't they?
Yes, they
God,
have.
haven't they just?
Yeah.
Yes.
I moved about 2 years ago, didn't I?
Oh, shit.
Bollocks.
I had a mortgage taken out 2 years ago. It's due for renewal. I now have to find in excess of £300 per month on top of what I'm already paying.
All this because some gonad thought he'd be clever and just make some big grand announcements that destabilise the entire economy.
It wasn't just him.
It wasn't just him. I'm not saying it's just him.
No. This other person who's in charge is distancing herself from the decision. But it's you fucking signed off on this one, mate. Yeah. All right? It's not just him, it's you as well.
Yeah, she did that, yeah.
Exactly. Don't let him just take the fucking bullet for this one.
Well,
Yeah, all the first worst wankers you can find, they all got together and wrote a book a few years ago called Britannia Unchained, which most economists said should be called Britannia Unhinged, as it was absolute drivel.
Yeah. Fucking hell. Anyway, sorry.
So
I'll go back in my corner now. Right.
Well, I'm hoping they'll come out and have like a response to what they've done and how they fucked things over.
Cool.
I know they're not in charge of interest rates. All that's all down to the bank, but it's an effect of what they've done, though, isn't it?
Yes. Yes. It is much the same as someone driving along on their bike and then sticking a stick in the spokes as they're riding along and then blaming the fucking stick.
Yeah. I dropped a hippo in the bath and now I'm moaning that there's water all over the floor.
Yes.
And there's a hippo in the kitchen now because it went through the floor.
Yes.
Do you know what? I love their response, right? Okay, when it all went a bit fucking sour and all of a sudden the share, basically everything crashed. And they came out with, well, we've been out, we've listened to people, and we've taken on board what you said, and so we won't be doing this. It's like, fuck off. Just fuck off. Stop talking, okay? Just admit it, right? Okay? You thought this was a good plan, and it really didn't turn out as well as you thought, right? You fucking idiot. Oh, we've listened to people. Listened. Yes, we've gone out. We've had some biscuits and some tea with them, and we've taken on board what they've said.
Yes.
Although I don't think calling me a cunt 50 times within the space of 30 seconds was really productive. But
yeah, I was going to say I think that's entirely helpful.
Exactly. Yes.
Well, someone who looks like he's just got off the special bus with a mouthful of crayons tells me how the finances are going right, and then someone else who looks like someone made a Maggie Thatcher model out of fucking Play-Doh and then animated it using the dark arts tries to tell me that everything's fine and it's all going to plan.
She's very Nightmare After Christmas or something like that, isn't
she? She looks like
Before Christmas.
She's like a Gerald Scarfe cartoon was kind of reanimated using some kind of Ouija board of nightmares and sourness. It's like a necromancer was sucking on a ton of lemons when he resurrected that corpse. Jesus Christ Almighty!
If we have to use a Star Trek The Next Generation analogy, she is to Maggie Thatcher what Law was to Data, basically.
A rough ass copy and not even of a particularly good character.
Yeah, who basically needs to be watched when she's doing her shoelaces up just because, well, she might cut her fucking hands. Yeah.
Have you guys seen the artwork by the Twitter handle We Fail?
No.
No, this is some really good stuff. And there's a lot of politicians on there. This person has redesigned the 5, 10, 20 and 50 pound notes with politicians, and it is beautifully done. It's so good, and it's so creepy. So if you go to @WeFail and have a look at the artwork on there, some of it is just stunning. The pinned post, just go to the pinned post.
@WeFail. Yes. Oh,
We
good
Fail
Lord.
Art Prince. Jeez. Oh,
Yes.
my word.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I didn't need to see that. Sort of like a couple of hours for
The £10 one is one of my favourite ones.
Good Lord.
Kill the poor. There you go.
It's like they've run a sort of
Fuck.
It's like they've run an AI filter over it, saying make everyone from the government look like they've just escaped from Arkham Asylum. It's just like, holy shit.
Have you seen the one where she looks like she's a character from Coraline?
Yes.
What the? Is that buttons for eyes? Because
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
that is fucking bonkers.
It's good though, isn't it? It's really good.
Yeah, good for keeping neighbours away and stuff. You stick it on the outside of the door.
The one of Priti Patel is bloody terrifying. She looks. They've got tarot cards with her on it, and she's the death card. It's like, holy fuck.
Have you seen the one called Landscape, which is just basically a picture of this distorted image of Margaret Thatcher standing by a coal mine?
Oh God,
fucking hell, fire! That's a horror film all in itself. That isn't it?
Well, I tell you what. As it goes, this guy's got my clicks and my likes now.
There you go.
The man is, or the woman. Sorry, we're assuming. Done well there. Wow, that's pretty strong stuff. That's good. I like that. Whew, I like that a lot. So you're having a pretty shitty time of it, mate, yeah?
Yeah, so what I'm basically hoping is that they address this situation. I know there's going to be a lot of people in a worse situation than what we are at the moment, so I'm really hoping they address this.
And
sorry to go all political on your ass and all talk sport and LBC and stuff like that.
Do you know, it's interesting, but every time we've ever done a political thing, whether we did the Green Room one when we were doing about Boris being, kicking Boris out, or whether we've done other bits like this, that's usually the ones that get the most response. People love us just going off on one. Maybe we should do a Black Dog newscast. But so you never know. Don't apologise. Yeah.
You're listening to Anger Radio.
You're listening to fuckthisshit.fm. Now we've got Laura Koonsberg talking about hand shandies behind a sofa. Anyway. Right, okay. And just apropos of nothing, Elton.
Yep.
The Rogue 2 Media, it has a Patreon, right?
Oh, no. That's not for that. Jeez.
Well, I'm just saying. Yes.
I am. I've just been scrolling through this We Fail. I am going to retweet on my personal one. So I'm going to retweet this. Please head to my one to see the retweet that I've just done. I hope that works.
Okay, there you go. Right.
And it's a little gif of Maggie Thatcher.
Oh, good Lord. The problem is, when everyone said that they wanted to go back to the 1970s, I didn't think they meant literally with, like, Cold War, the end, nuclear destruction, power blackouts, strikes across the board, everyone hating foreigners, and generally being the most insulated, nihilistic, brain-dead fucking island on Earth. But, hey-ho. Things can only get better.
Yeah, right.
Well, on the plus side, 1,000 degree sunblock. It's all good.
Yep, duck and cover.
Duck and cover. Anyway, so that's. Oh my good lord! I've just seen.
Have you just seen it?
I've just seen. That is
Ain't it good?
horrific. That is terrifying. That is just. I think that's scarier than anything we've watched in any of the last half dozen horror films. That is really quite strong stuff. I like that. Anyway, yes. So that's your week.
I didn't have anything, and there we go. I've filled 15 minutes.
Huzzah. Well done. I salute you. Cool. Okay then. And what about you then, Dal? I guess the word Hellraiser comes up in.
Unfortunately, no, it doesn't. We didn't get around to watch it.
Okay.
So there you go. So no Hellraiser stuff from me. But let's see. This week, what did we done this week? Well, notable mention to my mother, whose birthday it was this week. So
hey, happy birthday!
Yeah. So, but
Two
she
birthday
going,
shout outs now, yeah? Oh, okay, fine. Yeah,
Well,
happy birthday.
Just like Gus Honeybun.
She doesn't listen to this.
yeah, she does. Oh,
Does
yeah.
she?
Yeah, she sits there going, "Cunt."
Yeah.
Every
I was going to
time
say.
she listens to it, so yeah.
I was going to say
Swears like a trooper.
she got full fat version of this bollocks for like 20 years while we were in secondary school.
That's right. Yes, she did. She got the light version of it.
Is your porn collection still in the wardrobe that you used to use as well, yes?
No, it was in the ripped open section of the sofa I used to have in my bedroom, which they found. And I who did I blame it on? Who did I say?
Now, how did you find that they found it?
Because they told me they found
Oh,
it.
okay.
So it's like, and I went, somebody told, was it a mate of mine gave me it to look after?
You blame me, didn't you? You
Yeah, I
don't
did.
lie. You blame me, didn't you? I guarantee I knew it.
Why did you never wonder why you got those funny looks whenever you suddenly went quiet in the house?
I did wonder.
Round?
I did wonder why your dad suddenly stopped shaking my hand.
Exactly. Yeah. Wipe it down his trouser front there. Just, yeah.
Sudden prevalence of latex gloves
Yeah.
and detergent.
They weren't just doing the 20-minute hand wash because they knew that a certain disease was coming. A virus was going to. They weren't ahead of their time or anything, Lee. All right, okay. Let's just say that. All right. So there we go.
Nice. Well,
So happy birthday, Mum. But couldn't go down because there was a rail strike this weekend. So there was that. There was that. But I said, what else did we do? Went to a thing called Mindfest over the weekend, which was basically a whole thing about information about mental health and stuff like this. There were tables, there were talks and stuff like this. And quite interesting. There was one about mental health in schools and stuff like this. And it is amazing how behind some places still are with this, that and the other, where they're supposed to have certain things in place. Certain schools don't. And it's how you can help them out and this, that and the other. So without going too much into it. Very, very interesting. Learned quite a bit while we were there. So there was that. But on to the less serious stuff now. We watched Hocus Pocus 2 because Rhea's a big fan of the Hocus and the Pocus. So
the Hocus Pocus verse.
The Hocus Pocus verse, yeah, the HPU, the HPCU, yes, the HPCU. There's lots of spin-offs coming from that. It was all right. It was okay.
Come on, come on. Is she there? Is she sitting right there next to you? Is she listening?
No, she's not. No? She's not holding a blade at the edge of a blade against my throat at all.
No.
So
because let's be honest, we have noticed before. The old extra headphones are plugged in.
Yeah, not this time.
No,
not this time. It's
okay,
not
so
like
tell us, was it absolute shit? Come on, be honest.
no, it wasn't absolute shit. It wasn't, anything of real kind of.
Come on
it's
down.
It's not going to win any fucking awards.
Come on down. We're all it's a safe space here, mate. If she's cutting you the long stare, my friend. If you are in trouble, just say
burning through the wall
say the safety word banana.
Blink, Darren, blink. It's all right. We'll hear your eyelashes rubbing up against the microphone.
Just say banana, and we'll know.
Right? Are you saying, Darren, that you enjoyed a Sarah Jessica Parker movie?
Well, this is the thing, Sarah.
It's
Jessica
a yes
Parker
or no question.
Old Horseface is back.
Yeah,
not the standard use Sarah Jessica Parker.
Yeah. None of this political answering. Yes or no.
I've got to say that this afternoon for lunch I had a banana sandwich. Right. Did you hear me? I said I had a banana sandwich. A sandwich featuring banana.
Let Mr. Barnard go. Step out of the house. Do not approach. Raise your hands in the air and put the gun down. Come now, let's not do anything stupid there. You've got so much to look for. Hocus Pocus 3's out soon.
What's that in his hand? It appears to be a banana sandwich.
All right, men, fire.
Oh, he did eat a banana sandwich. Oh, okay.
Open fire.
But no, like I say, it was all right, I suppose. I'm not the world's biggest Hocus Pocus fan. I'm not.
This sounds like my review for Hellraiser.
Yeah. If you enjoy it, you enjoy it. There you are.
We have such Bette Midlers to show you.
I was told to stop at 2. Jim goes, "Yeah, you're probably better off, right?"
Yeah. I always had a soft spot for 3.
I'm looking forward to 3. It's apparently Age of Ultron or something. I don't know.
Hocus Pocus and the Multiverse of Madness.
Yeah, there you are.
Yeah, right.
But moving on swiftly, I did also watch, of course, Werewolf by Night. Which I thoroughly enjoyed and was so pissed off to learn it wasn't an actual series, but just a one-off. Because I could really have done with a few more episodes of that, especially with two of the characters in it, because I just thought they had such a great little relationship between one another. I just really
sometimes you just have to look after family, even if you don't want to.
Exactly, loved it. So be more Ted. Be more Ted.
Be more Ted.
Beautiful stuff.
Yeah.
So there was that. So really, really enjoyed that. And of course now I've managed to get my hands on What We Do in the Shadows season 4, which was out a while ago. So I've managed to start going through that. I'm 2 episodes away now from finishing it.
Wow.
I only started it about a day or so ago, and I've just burned through it. I've got to say, my fears have been rested after, of course, watching Boar, Rub and Chunder the other week. I think really he should stick to just doing this.
To be quite honest, though, he's in more of a producer role than
I
anything
think he
else
is, actually,
at this
isn't
point.
he? Yeah, thinking about it.
Yeah.
But the gang is back, the show just keeps going from strength to strength.
Cool.
There's 1 or 2 changes in it. I'm not going to say anything more, but I will say this. You'll notice as you go through the series, if you start watching it, that you can tell that it's becoming more popular and the budget keeps getting raised, because the actual sets now, the places they do location filming, they're all over the place now. that's it. They're not just stuck around the house most of the time. They're outside. They're going to this, that, and the other. You know. So everything's still great. I can't recommend it highly enough. But
don't say anything. Don't say anything because I've got it. I'm going to watch it. I'm going to start watching it this week as well. So
okay. All I'll say, it's episode 5, right? The one with the genie's lamp. That's all I'm going to say. Is you, Lee? I think, but I think it's the parting image of that, or one of the last images.
Okay.
I just burst out laughing on the train when I saw it. So
right. Okay.
It's just fucking brilliant.
Okay. Okay. Cool. Okay. I'm going to cut you off because you're saying you won't say anything, and you've immediately said something.
I'm not spoiling it. You have no idea what you're in for with this.
Cool. Okay. I'm looking forward to it.
Nadja's still my favourite.
Yeah. No, it's got to be Laszlo for me. Jackie Daytona, normal human barman and hockey coach. I have produced this Billy Bass. That's it. That man insulted my humility. I'm in 5th gear now. I'm properly revved up. Anyway, sorry.
Yep.
Yes.
That's all right. No
Cool.
So there we go. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Well, then that shot all of you three have shot my week in the foot because essentially Hellraiser. Yep, pretty much. Yeah, been there, done that, seen that. I thought it looked great. I thought it was a bit made for TV. It looked lovely. I'd like to see it sort of translate up to an actual proper film production, if you know what I mean. It felt like it could have just been given a little bit of an extra oomph with sort of stuff. It did feel a bit sort of Stargate SG-1 with some of the sets, but I really liked it. I really liked the design work, and I thought for a Hellraiser film, of which my interest has dropped like a stone, I thought it was kind of I thought it was all right. It didn't make me go, brilliant, but it didn't make me go, oh, that's awful. I just liked the designs of the Cenobites. I thought they were fantastic. What else? Werewolf by Night, yes. Be more Ted. I think we've all agreed on that one. We watched it, and that was the first thing that Carol turned around and said was like, why haven't we got a series?
Yeah.
Because I think it's the best thing. I think it's the best thing Marvel have done on streaming TV. Full stop.
It's such a nice little departure from the usual fare, and it does link it in with the MCU at the very beginning. The first thing you see is like, you know,
oh yeah, no. There's lots. Yeah. I don't want to spoil anything, but I think there's lots going on in that. To be quite honest, because Werewolf by Night was a comic that was quite influential in some of the things it launched.
Was it? It introduced Moon Knight. That was where Moon Knight first showed up. Was in Werewolf by Night.
Exactly. So yeah, but I don't want to say more than that because I think the only thing I would no I won't say that. I was going to say something, but it would have made me laugh, but it would have spoiled it for lots of people. Yeah, the only other thing was, I mean, I saw Hellraiser and I saw Werewolf by Night, and now I know there's going to be a lot of people rolling their eyes, so we'll just take it as read that we've rolled our eyes. Everyone's sighed. Half the people have kind of turned off. 3 other people have told me that I'm a racist, and we can just move on. No. You'll hear it in a second. You'll know exactly what I'm talking about.
Is this a film that you saw this week,
yes.
by any chance, Lee?
Yes, it is.
Catching up, shall we say?
Yes. Let's just put it this way, right? I have been... it's been a long time since I saw Space Altercation number 8, The Last Mystic on a Rock. And I deliberately said, that's enough for me. Thank you very much. I'm done. I have no more to give on this franchise. Thank you. And then when the discussion sprang up around it, it became a sort of like, oh, it's the best thing ever, or it's the worst thing ever. Rrr. Anyway, so that was 4 years ago. Now, I have since met certain people who, extol its virtues, and that's fine. They occasionally say things which I think are foolish, like it's better than Empire Strikes Back. I think that is inherently crap. What? I think, no, I'm not going to get into, I think they have their opinion, that's fine. I personally think that is just absolute gibbering nonsense. But that's their opinion, they stick to it, that's fine. So I was assured that maybe what I should do is go in with an open mind and just watch it clean. So I thought, you know what? It's on Film 4. They're doing the whole trilogy. They're doing the whole trilogy. They've done they've done the Force Awakens the week before. They did.
Oh, okay.
You know where we are now.
I do. Yeah. What the flipping hell was he watching?
Space Altercation 8. The final Mystic.
Okay, yeah, gotcha.
Right. Okay. Yeah. I don't want to say the words because if I say the words, everyone just goes, "Oh no, he's being bad. Oh no, he's a misogynist. He's a racist. He didn't like the film. Quickly, put him in a box so we can't. So we don't have to have a discussion." So anyway,
the penny was on a parachute. So
that's okay. I'm glad it landed. Anyway, so I sat there and I thought, right, you know what? Fuck it. It's late Saturday night. Everyone's gone to bed. Here it is. It's on telly. I've got no skin in the game anymore. My brain is completely on the sort of wonk as far as Star Wars is concerned. Even down to like Return of the Jedi. I went to see that with the concert. I loved the concert. Was bored arse over tit with the movie. So it's safe to say that essentially my Star Wars level is flat, low, almost gone. And, sad in one way, but on another way, it's, shows personal growth. So I sat there and I watched this thing and I'm thinking, now don't go picking it apart like someone who's like seriously into Star Wars going, oh no, it can't be like this. It can't be like, just to judge it as a movie. And I sat there watching it and funny enough, I judged it as a movie. And as a movie, you know what it is? It's complete. It's not exciting. It's not interesting. There is no major elements. Nothing made me go, wow. Nothing made me go, oh, I'm angry. But I just kind of like, if you could just sum up my entire review, it was the sound of a deflating balloon. You know when you make it squeak and you try and play it like a little harmonica, it's like, yeah. That's my entire review. That is entirely my entire review. So I sat there watching it, and I got to about halfway through, and I realised that I still had an hour of this cobblers to go. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to stick with it. And then what happened is my friend Jess said, do you fancy a game of golf on the PlayStation? And this was at this point, it was about 11:30 at night, and I went, yeah, all right. And I left. And I left the film behind. And I think if there's anything that is a more damning indictment of how I feel about the film, as a film, not as a member of the Star Wars film series or anything like that, just as a film in general, I think that's it. I sat there and just went, yeah, I'd much rather play a game of virtual golf at 11:30 at night online than watch another second of this tedious bilge. And that's it. I can't get angry at it. I'm not angry at it. I'm not even disappointed at it. I just kind of, it's like watching a 1970s movie that you found on VHS. You don't know what it is. You don't have any investment in it, and you came in halfway through, and you're sitting there going, what is all this? I don't understand what's going on. And that's exactly how I felt. I just sat there watching it going, and that's that. That is my review of the final Wizard. It's just because I was actually thinking, because the last one, Rise of Skin Job, That's on this weekend, and I've never seen it. And I was thinking, maybe what we should do is one day when it comes around to Comic Relief, maybe do a live commentary on these three. And then I just sat there watching the final wobbly, and I just thought, I can't be fucked. I genuinely can't be fucked. I don't think there's anything funny to be said. And half the people would just dismiss it all as like, oh, you're just a hater. You got a hate. And what about Imposter's Pack? Oh, me. So, yeah, it was just tedious. Just absolutely tedious. So there you go. And the world moved on and nothing changed. Nope. It's amazing. There was no fire. There was no explosions. No one was suddenly hurt. I just went, nah, and moved on.
I am done. Out of here.
Yeah, that was it. So that's my entire week, really. It was just kind of finish it on a bit of a... But that was exactly what it was. It was just a bit... I didn't care about it. I didn't get angry at it. I just sat there going... It really was. It was just kind of... That was it. So... There you go. That was my week. That's it. We've got no feedback for last week, which was Hush. Lots of people watched it, but apparently, because looking off...
We didn't get it in sign language, did we?
Oh, shit. That'll be it. Yeah. Maybe we just... Maybe it just... Someone wrote it on the inside of my glass and in lipstick, and I just didn't see. Fuck! Oh, I wish I'd seen that. So, so we'll just move on from that and just move on to this week's movie, which is this week's film, which is A Woman in Black. Roll the jingle. And the naughty ladies rise up.
Naughty ladies. Oh, these are ladies. None of them are in black. Oh, they're in no clothes. They're nudie. Oh,
there's dancing and everything.
I told you it was cold.
I told you it was cold. Yeah, don't sit on that, love it. Anyway, right. Anyway, sorry about that. The Woman in Black is a 2012 horror film directed by James Watkins and written by Jane Goldman. It's the second adaptation of Susan Hill's 1983 novel of the same name, which was previously filmed in 1989. The film stars Daniel Radcliffe, Kieran Hines, Janet McTeer, Sophie Stuckley, and Liz Wyatt. And the plot sets around the early 20th century England and follows a recently widowed lawyer who travels to a remote village where he discovers a vengeful ghost of a scorned woman who terrorizes the locals. The film was produced by Hammer Horror and was released... I've done that, haven't I? On the 24th of January in 2012. The film had a budget of $17 million. How much do you reckon it made at the box office? Elton?
3 child suicides.
Oh, cheerful. Nice.
dark.
Dark. I was going to say, Jesus, dude. Jim?
50 million drumming monkeys.
Nice. And Darren?
Alan Partridge in a pear tree. I don't know. I'm out. I'm done.
You're out.
I'm done. Yeah.
Okay. Well, it actually made at the box office $127.7 million, which is probably why we got a terrible, terrible sequel called Angel of Death.
Yeah.
Yes. But I have not seen that film any more than I'd seen this film before. So we won't talk about that much more. So anyway, yes, so here we are. We're going to go around the table. Elton, this was your pick, correct?
Certainly was, yes.
Okay, and Darren, have you seen this film before?
I think I did. I've seen the play. I know that much.
Yes, yeah, I know. I've seen the play. I haven't seen the film before, so I won't. Jim, you've seen the film, presumably?
I have, yes.
Okie dokie. So it'll go Darren, me, Jim, and then Elton. So, Darren, what did you think of Woman in Black?
Yeah, I really enjoyed it, if you can say that. Yeah, that was a good film.
Yeah? Oh,
Yep.
okie dokie. Short, sweet, to the point. Right, cool. For me, I like the atmospheric bits. I liked the general feel of it. I liked the acting, and I liked the way it was shot. What I didn't like was the random shock, jumpy, shock, jumpy, shock, random words, random things, random bangs and crashes and general crap like that, because it really annoyed the piss out of me. Jump scares don't do anything for me, but, there you go. But the overall film was good. Just there were bits of it I was like, right, Jim, what about you?
This will be my third time of watching it. I saw it at the cinema. I saw it again. I think it was on streaming on Amazon Prime a few years ago. I rewatched it when I did my podcast series on all the versions of The Woman in Black. This time around, I do enjoy this movie. It's not my favourite version of it, but it's one of those with The Woman in Black. It's horses for courses. I think a lot of these times it's the first one you see, and for me it was the 1989 TV movie.
Yeah.
But I think this is perfectly fine. It's a different take on the story. It does its own thing, which is good. I think it is a beautiful film to watch, and to its credit, I noticed a few things in it this time which I hadn't spotted before, which I think is a sign of good filmmaking, because it shows a bit of depth and care.
Okay. Fair enough. Cool. Okay, so generally thumbs up though.
Yep.
Cool. We'll get to the more about it in a minute. But Elton, this was your pick.
It was. Yes.
Have you seen this film before? Do you know about The Woman in Black beforehand? And what did you think of the film?
No, I have never seen this before. No, I didn't know anything about The Woman in Black.
Right.
Didn't know anything whatsoever. My daughter had seen it before me, and they had shown it at school, weirdly.
Yes, I was going to say that my daughters have seen it before I had at the school because I think the book is on the English curriculum.
Yes, I mean, when I saw the play when it's on tour, there was like several school parties in.
Jesus. Anyway,
who left suitably chastened?
Yes, I'd imagine they did. Yeah. Yeah.
You were just chortling to yourself, weren't you?
Yes, I was. They're all very rambunctious when they came in, but they went out very quietly, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, I bet they fucking did.
Well, I really enjoyed it. I like the atmosphere that it created around it. Quite like Daniel Radcliffe as well. Sometimes he can be a bit, I don't know. There's
Potter.
awkward moments.
Potter.
There are awkward moments. It's the only way I can describe it. You know when you watch Brad Pitt, and there are awkward moments with him where you're like, that doesn't quite work. And Daniel did that a couple of times. But very few and far between. And to be honest, I'm not a Harry Potter fan, so I've seen bits of all the films. I haven't seen a whole film all the way through yet, so I can't say that I've seen his repertoire that goes through that. But what I got here was really good. It reminds me of it. This is like an adult reading a adult teens book.
Right.
And what I mean by that is it's scary up until a point, but I can sit there and go, well, I can take this. It's all right. But there were a couple of moments where I was like, oh, fuck no. Oh, no. We're not doing that, are we? Turn the lights back on. Thank you very much.
So can I preempt any further discussion by asking how did we do on the potato scale?
There are quite a few potatoes.
Right.
Oh, very good.
There are quite it's self-inflicted as well, isn't it? But
yeah,
you know,
that's the best kind.
there are quite a few. But yeah, what I mean by the teen adult book is I haven't gone into like an absolutely monster scary movie and thrown it on myself and my God, I cannot handle this. This is more, I've gone the step below. It's like a heavyweight fighting a bantamweight fight. And going, well, look, I'm going to get punched, but they're not going to be as heavy as the heavyweights, are they?
No. This is not Wreck.
No, this isn't Wreck.
No.
But
this is a Sunday night film rather than a Friday night film.
That's a very good way of putting it, actually. That's a very good way of putting it.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
But yeah, I came away enjoying it.
Cool. Okay then. Well, I mean, let's go around the table very quickly then, because I mean, obviously, scares are obviously the key to all of this. I mean, Darren, did you find this film particularly scary, or?
I found it more creepy than anything else.
Really?
Yeah, it's the sort of like the cold feeling up your spine when you look at certain things or see certain things. The only jump scare that really fucking caught me by surprise, fucking bastard, was when Daniel Radcliffe is standing in like one room and he's looking out and he can see onto the sort of like the causeway outside. And he leans forward and he puts his hand, as he goes to put his hand on the fucking window, the woman's face suddenly appears. He goes, ah! It's like, doing a very good sort of Robert Pattinson impression from The Lighthouse.
Yeah.
Ah! So, obviously she was like, live and direct from the wanking shed.
Oh, that changes everything, doesn't it?
Doesn't it just? Yeah, there you go.
I was gonna say-
Have that image. Thank you very much. And good night. I'm done. I've said my piece. I've earned my cash for tonight. Thank you very
You've
much.
got a little something on you. No,
Yep.
there. Yeah, you got it.
Yep.
You got
There
it.
you go. That's the one.
Yeah, you don't want to be in the wanking shed wearing black. Let's be honest.
No, exactly. Yeah.
Just not right.
Suddenly it's the woman in white. No. Stop it now, Darren.
Hang on, I've seen that film. Hold on, I'm sure I've seen that film. Anyway,
Right,
okay,
yes.
yes, okay, cool. Moving swiftly on, Jim. What about you, sir? Because I imagine you've seen quite a few horror films, but by now it's kind of old hat, yeah.
Well, for me, it's kind of. I think there are a couple of really good, like creepy moments. I mean, in the opening prologue, I didn't notice until this viewing that as it pulls out and pulls back from the open window, you can just see in the corner the silhouette of the woman in black.
Yeah.
And that's kind of shit. The one for me I think is really creepy is when our Dan is outside and he looks up at the house and you don't realise she's in the window until she steps back.
Yeah.
And that's kind of, perfect.
Yeah. 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 I mean, I was going to say, just to follow up on that, I mean, do you find from your, you've obviously seen probably more horror films than all three of us put together, but I mean, do you find that your sort of tolerance for this kind of stuff goes down or up, rather?
It depends on how well it's done. It's
Okay.
kind of, it's like, horror and humour are very strong, so it's like comedy.
Yeah.
Comedians don't get less funny if they're good, if you've seen a lot of them. If you know what I mean. If someone tells a joke well, it'll make you laugh. And scares are the same, you know what I mean? There's, I think kind of, with horror films, for people who don't watch them a lot, they're easier prey.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean. But, if a scare is well done, if it's building up a good atmosphere, I will, go along with it. I'm always looking for that one film that's going to actually, really won't make me want to keep the lights on all night. And they're few and far between. But, it can still happen.
Yeah, it's still out there. Yeah. Elton, did I ask you about which bit made you scared?
There's a few. You have the moments where you have the the woman in black, and something moves in the background. You're like, oh. Basically, everything that happens in the background, everything that comes towards you, everything that makes a bang. But there are moments, the bit that I caught myself trying to peer around the corner. You know, when he's kind of setting everything up with the. Oh, hang on. No, are we into spoiler territory?
I think it's worth mentioning from now on, ladies and gentlemen. Spoilers away. So
okay, cool, right. When he's set everything up, he's wound up all the little teddy bear things, and he's got the body on the bed, and he's trying to call and summon her somehow, and he looks down the corridor. She's not there. He's like, looks at his watch, like, oh fucking no, what the fuck am I supposed to fucking do? Got a fucking body here, wound everything up. You're supposed to be rocking up now, aren't you?
Never turns up when you bloody expect it.
No, how the fuck are you? And then he looks around the corner. I found myself leaning over, trying to look around the corner.
Nice.
I was like, where the fuck is she? She's there.
Nice.
So that means I actually got into it. That's cool. But look, there's loads of things. The big one, when she's in the room and the face opens up and drops, and she kind of moves on a skateboard towards him. It's like, fucking brilliant that is.
Okay, right, that one. All right, that's cool. Okay, well, I'll get to that one because I think there's something I want to bring up here. Oh, bloody hell! Whatever
that was just me. Sorry,
that's
my
okay.
apologies.
That's okay. I thought you were trying to get in on the sound effects moments, But
don't say a word.
Anyway. Get out of here, love. Stop it. Go away. Anyway, yeah, no. So
you're going to summon the Babadook. You know that if you keep doing that.
Yeah. No, I was going to say I found a lot of the creepy stuff. The thing that creeped me out the most was the stuff which was the silent stuff, the elements that were like Jim says, like the little bits and nods and stuff in the backgrounds that you kind of spot. And the one that got me was when he's looking out the window and she's actually behind him. She's literally the face in the shadow behind him. See, shit like that was worth 100 jump scares. And that's what I was going to get to was, did you think at some point the jump scares were a law of diminishing returns? Because I find myself getting irritated by those sort of things. It's like, oh, for fuck's sake, you can make me jump, but that's not making me scared. And there was a whole sequence in that film where it was just kind of like, ooh, boo, ooh, boo, ooh, boo, 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 fucking boo. He's just like, no, stop it now. And then all of a sudden it's like, and every time the music went, and it's like, and it wasn't, half the time it wasn't even anything. It was just like, boo. Oh, for fuck's sake. You made me jump, but I wasn't scared. Do you know what I mean?
It was when the crow or the whatever it was in the room.
Yeah, and then it goes into him staying overnight and there's all the craziness going on in the house. And it was just like, oh, she's in the rocking chair. Oh, she's behind the door. Oh, there's kids in the forest. Oh, there's things out there. And it's just like the kids in the forest and the thing in getting out the mud was more effective than the following 20 minutes, which was constantly like sort of thing over and over again. Boo! Fucking boo!
But that rocking chair though, and because you caught a flash of her in the rocking chair, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is creepy. That is really, really creepy.
Yeah, but again, it had to do the music cue, the music sting. Why do that? I mean, it was like, it was bad. It was creepy because you sort of could notice her by looking. What the music does is goes bang and sort of quiet bang thing and makes you jump and you go, oh, and then you sort of like you're looking for something. And it's like, whereas you should have like noticed subtly. as opposed to having someone just drop a kettle down some stairs.
I would be interested to see how horror movies in general, if you had like two versions of the horror movies, and you had ones with the music that accompanies the jump scare, and one without the jump scare music. And you could have both versions, let's say, on a DVD, and choose which one you want to go with. Because I think the one without the jump scare music, it would be more subtle, but man, wouldn't it be creepy?
Yeah.
If you're like, oh, what was that? What was that? Instead of being told, there's something here, you're kind of looking for it, and you see it, and oh, that's when you get all the heckles up.
Yeah, exactly. Hackles,
sorry.
Heckles is when someone's shouting at you from the stage.
That's happened as well.
Or Mr. Heckles, the creepy guy that lives downstairs.
Yeah, Mr. Heckles, who lives in your TVs in your loft. But what about you, Dale? I mean, did you find the jump scares effective, or at making you scared, or just making you startled?
Like I say, the one that really got me was the face at the window, as in when he puts his hand up and suddenly that appears. Like, oh, fucking bastard. Everything else, though, the thing that I really enjoyed was the really creepy stuff, the one that wasn't right in your face. The more subtle things, like when he's looking around the corner down the corridor and he sees nothing but the black archway. And then comes back and looks back down her again, and then something happens, And she's getting closer and closer and closer as the lights are going off and whatever, and suddenly she's right there. So that kind of stuff I really enjoyed. I didn't really find that many jump scares working on me.
No.
There may be a reason for that. It's because we were watching it on a Saturday afternoon with the washing machine going. It kind of takes you out,
with the subtitles on and the sound turned off.
Yeah, that's right. Stopping to surf Facebook. Let's watch another fucking cat meme. There we go. But no, the jump scares in general, I don't think really had that much of an effect on me, apart from that one with the window. That was the one that made me actually yelp.
But I wouldn't say that's a typical jump scare in my book. I mean, jump scare is the kind of where it's at least half a musical sting, and then often it's some bollocks, like a cat. The spring-loaded cat is the classic waste of time jump scare.
Yeah. They took the piss out of that in Community, didn't they? When they in the Halloween episode, when they go into the basement and then the cat keeps jumping at them from different corners. It's like, what the fuck's wrong with this cat? Like, wow. But
that's it. For me, the worst jump scares are ones that are the complete fake outs. And at the first time I watched this, I was irritated by the jump scares, but on subsequent viewings, you realize actually there's a few of them, but there's not too many, and it is kind of, I know people kind of expect it from horror movies. It's a bit like guitar solos in music sometimes. You're very impressed by it when you're younger, and as you go, just go on, get back to the song. Come on.
Yeah, stop the fucking noodling, sing your chorus, and get off the fucking stage. Sing Wonderwall. Yeah.
But I think there's a few good, what I call like sudden scares rather than jump scares, like the face behind her, because that actually gives you something, and it's creepy, and it makes you think, oh Christ. Whereas the Crow, you just think, clean up.
Yeah.
Call a chimney sweep, and the RSPCB, RSPB, get that Crow out of here.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things. I don't think the story actually needs it. I think it's got, as Darren says, there's plenty of creepy stuff in this anyway. I would say just slightly over-egg the pudding on that kind of stuff, because it is just a bit. It's more not just the scares. I think it's more the music is what my takeaway from this viewing, because it is that music telling you what to feel.
Yes,
and if you know your horror movies, movies generally, you go, yeah, there's one coming. The music just told me.
Yeah.
Blabbermouth.
Yeah. Yeah, there's also the thing I always notice now. Ever since I watched The Descent, I've never been able to get away from recognizing when a jump scare is coming. Because they do a bit in The Descent where the lady's like one of the heroines. She's under the ground. She's got the red flare, and she's surrounded by black. And as she's looking around, the camera basically pulls to one side. So there's this huge, like, half a screen of black. And you go, why are you framing the shot like that? Oh, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Oh, there's a monster.
Yeah.
And ever since I've seen it, and I know I should have spotted it sooner, but ever since I've seen that sort of like, this shot is a minute longer than it needs to be, and she's gradually, and the main character is gradually shifted to one side, I'm like, and jump scare in 3, 2, 1, ta-da! And ever since then, I've been completely unable to get around spotting them before they arrive by a lunar mile. It's just like, yeah, here we come.
See, I can see them coming with the panning of someone to the left hand or the right hand side of the screen. And you think, okay, that there's a space there for something to fill, and you know that's how it works. It doesn't take anything away from me of going, oh, something's happening. And maybe it's just me waiting for something to happen. I get too tense with it.
But that's fine. I've got no problem with that. Being tense at knowing something's coming. I think the problem for me is it is a law of diminishing returns with that sort of thing. You know, as Jim said, you have an earned moment. You have a moment which is pushing the story along or adding to the atmosphere or whatever. And when that happens, it's fine. But there's that 20-minute sequence when he's in that house, running from room to room to room to room. After like the 15th jump scare in 5 minutes, I was just like, you know what, mate? You know what you're up to, and you know what you're into. Why didn't you just go downstairs and finish your paperwork?
Yeah,
you're never going to get out of this house if you don't finish the paperwork. You might as well just get it done. Go downstairs.
Yeah, just fill the fucking thing out. This is it. Stick it in an envelope, post it on. Thank you very much.
I think that's the problem. I don't mind a jump scare. It needs to be a flavouring rather than the whole meal. And that's how it felt in that right middle sequence. I was just like, oh, come off it. You are making me jump, but I'm resenting you for it now. And it's not even making me scared. It's just making me go, oh, for God's sake! Okay, you made me jump again. It's like those early internet video memes, where you sort of it says study the car, and you watch a car go down the fucking hill, and it goes round the hill, and it goes over the hill, and then all of a sudden a zombie appears, and it's just like, oh no, I've jumped, and it's just like, now you've made me jump. I fucking hate you.
Well, I'm awake now. Thanks for that.
Yeah, no, it's okay. It's okay. I'm just, I'm like I say, I'm just doing the podcast in Woman in Black style. I'm just going to randomly make you jump until you absolutely hate me.
I suppose I haven't watched enough to get to that saturation point yet.
That's fair. Like I say, I'm not judging anyone for enjoying those things. I mean, that's one of the main things with horror films. That's why the ones that are the cheap and nasty sort of shock horror sort of ones tend to do well at the box office because, teenagers and sort of like,
it's a roller coaster ride.
Yeah, kids go on a roller coaster ride. They want to just go, oh, scare, oh, scare, oh, scare. They don't want to be existentially horrified. They want to just be sort of like have 90 minutes of jumps and then leave. But anyway, so that's just me. What I was going to say, 3 of us have seen the play, presumably, or other versions of this.
Yeah.
Or read the book.
Play for me.
I was going to say I've read the book and the play, and I've seen the play. Jim, what about you?
Book, play, 1989 Nigel Neal version, this version, and 2 different audio radio versions.
Okay, well then we might come to you second, because I think you might have a more in-depth view on this next bit. Because, and I'm afraid it might isolate you a bit, Elton, but I've got to ask this, because
Yes, cool.
the ending of this film, and the framework of this film, compared to the book and the play, is quite a bit different. And now that we're in spoilers, he's not dead in the play or the book.
No.
And you don't find out that his wife was killed, and his wife was killed by was it his wife and child were killed? First wife and child were killed by the woman in black in a coach accident, weren't they? If I remember correctly.
I'm trying to distangle the versions in my head. But the book starts when he's an old man at Christmas, and his family are telling ghost stories, and he kind of like,
that's right.
No, I can't. I've got a ghost story, but I don't want to tell it.
Yeah.
All right, because it's totally different from the play, isn't it? He is trying to perform a play in that.
Well, he's going to an actor to try and work out how he can tell this story to his family. That's the premise of the play, which is a neat way of doing it. I mean, yes. I think the play is a very clever version of it. The 1989 TV version, that doesn't have the frame at all. And spoilers, it don't end well.
No. No, I saw how it ended because while I was doing a little bit of sort of digging around on the differences, suddenly there was YouTube's got all of the Nigel Neal stuff floating around, and I sort of went down a rabbit hole of apparently that scene, as everyone keeps referring to it, and then going, oh. And it's it's got quite a few differences from what I can tell.
Yeah, so it's in the book. Yeah, she appears in London while they're in a horse and carriage, and his child and wife are killed. Yeah,
because she appears in front of the horse and carriage and causes it to bolt.
Yeah,
and that's what I was going to get round to was, did the changes to this version help or hinder it? Because for me, I found that the twee ending of him and his kid basically getting run over by the train but going off to a happy ending with his wife in heaven was bollocks. In a nutshell, it wanted to have its cake and eat it. It wanted to have a downbeat ending like the book and like the play, but didn't want you to completely walk away being, oh, isn't it sad? It's like, no, but he got to be with his wife again. Like,
well, that's the other difference, that his wife's died before the movie's
even started.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think this is the Sunday night TV version. I mean, personally, I quite like how it's done. I think it's well done, but in the end, it ends up being a bit more sad and melancholy than frightening because of that. Which, that's a valid direction to take this story in, and clearly a lot of people dug it. It more than made its money back. And but I prefer the nastier Nigel Neal or the
the play or the book.
Or the play. I think the book's actually quite weak sauce actually compared to the play and the Neal version, because they both actually really refine what's in the book.
Yeah.
I mean, the book's good, don't get me wrong, but it's kind of the play and the Nigel Neal version just fine tune it into something very, very dark and haunting. And this has its moments, but I say there's a melancholy and this kind of a gothic sentiment to this, which gives it a different flavour, which I don't have a problem with. I mean, at the end of the day, I've got my other versions as well. You know what I mean? I can quite happily drop into this one and take this one now. But my preference would be the nastier one. That's just me.
Yeah, that's fair. What about you then, Dal? Did you find the ending a bit twee, or did you prefer it, or what?
I have to say, the ending of this, it makes you wonder why they bothered writing the whole thing about, the mother being separated from her children and that, because you're supposed to feel some kind of sympathy, right? With that sort of thing added in it, that is it. That's what it's there for you to try and generate some sort of sympathy. And then at the end of it, it's the whole thing of never forget, never forgive, never forget, never forgive. And it's like, so you've just undone the sort of the good or the goodwill that I feel towards that character of the woman in black. This sort of, oh man, that's a really sad story. And it's like, well, it's she's so bitter and twisted because of the event. There's none of this thing of where they've done the business of getting her boy, finding it, which is like, it's set up all along for that. They never found the body. They never found the body. By the way, they never found the body.
Yeah.
Right? They never found the body. And just before I go, they never found the body. The body they did not find.
Yeah. We're a little unsure as precisely where the location of the body is.
When it comes to finding, the body was incredibly lacking.
Yes.
You can say that in a Simon Cowell type voice as well.
Yes.
I found
the body was kind of lacking.
It was. I'm sorry, but I've got to say, I've got to be honest. It's a no from me.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like it's geared up for that whole thing of, because I'm sitting there thinking, why haven't they thought of this up to this point? Give the spirit what it needs, which is to be reunited with. This is it, and it's like he works that out, and it's just, you see, they haven't done this up until a certain point, and I'm sitting there thinking, why don't you just find the boy, find his body, and give it back, get it so that, and they do all this, and then it's like the ghost or the spirit itself doesn't want to be laid to rest; it wants to continue being this thing, and it's like, well, what was the point of all that? This isn't based on a true story. This is, somebody's written this and they're making this up as they go along type thing. They're writing this down, getting it all done. So, you have got a choice of putting that in there, and it just seems like a bit of a wasted bit of exposition.
Well, the idea is that it's kind of, if you give the spirit peace, that will put an end to the haunting.
Yeah,
and it only Kipps can do it. It's only Kipps who works out who the woman in black is to be able to do that. And in this version, you have the business with finding the body, which isn't in other versions.
No,
but there, it's setting you up for and it'll all be fine because she's been reunited with her son, and it's trying to give you the twist where she goes, actually, no, fuck you all, I hate you all still. The Nigel Neal thing does something similar with a moment of, shall we say, connection with the spirit of the boy, and you think, oh, it's going to be okay. There'll be peace in the house, and the haunting will end, and it don't. And I think the Nigel Neal plays it a lot better in a way that's fucking terrifying, frankly, when you get that turn. Whereas this, as you say, it just feels like, oh God, what a cow. Rather than, oh my God, that's not ended it.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm honest, the first thing that leapt to my mind, and I know it sounds like I'm the negative Nelly here, ragging on the movie all the time. I will just couch everything that I say by saying that I enjoyed the film as a film, but it didn't scare me. But what I was going to say was, the thing it immediately dragged to mind was two Asian films, Ringu and Dark Water, which both have that same trick of the film suddenly stops being about what the ghost does, but how to solve the ghost, to nullify the ghost by finding the body of Samara down the well, or Sadako. And then also finding the boy in the water tank. And, in both cases, it's like find the body, lay the spirit to rest. And to me, that was kind of like, that was missing from the play, that was missing from the book. And you kind of go, okay, so have you added this in because this is kind of now shorthand for every horror film that the demographic is seen, if you know what I mean. And I don't know, to me, that I wasn't, when they found the body and did all the incantations, I was just sitting there going, well, this is going to go one of two ways. Either it's going to go, right, okay, the problem's solved, aka dark water, or it's going to go the ring way, which is kind of like, no, it's too late. The curse, it's not a ghost anymore, it's a curse. In which case, you've already stuffed yourself. You just by engaging with it, don't matter what you do now. You're stuffed, and it went that route, and that was kind of disappointing to me because as you say, Dale, the thing with the woman in black is that she even though she's horrible, but she is actually a figure of grief. She's a personification of grief. And that is kind of laced through the other versions like a stick of rock, that she's angry and vengeful because she doesn't have peace. She's constantly grieving, and that's why she can't rest. And then to suddenly add in well, now you can rest, here you go. And it's suddenly like, no, you're still fucked, mate. You are 110% fucked, because you know what? This film still needs to have a slightly grim ending, and then they bottle the grim ending, and it's just like, oh, all right then.
Well, I quite liked it.
What, the ending or the
ending, and also all the stuff around the woman in black, and what you guys are talking about, trying to remove this sort of this curse or calm everything down, calm the shit down, and
everyone just calm your shit. Daniel Radcliffe standing in the middle of the hallway waving a candle, go down loud. Just everyone, you just calm your fucking onions. Everyone, just
because
calm your onions. I didn't realise onions got angry, or do onions get angry?
Stick them in a frying pan, mate, and watch them go. They go off and they fry and they spit and everything. Calm your fucking onions. It's a cooking term. Look it up.
I'm using that from now on. Calm your fucking onions, mate.
It's not
Black
really
Dog T-shirt.
Yeah, that's
Calm
it.
your onions.
Calm your onions. There you go. Straight onto Redbubble. Calm your fucking onions. Sorry,
we have another one. We have another one.
Go on.
Which is make like a tree, get wood. No? Oh, no, sorry, that's wrong, isn't it? Yes.
Anyway, sorry, carry on.
Anyway, the way I see it is that this village has this curse or this haunting under control. And that anyone coming along and helping out or snooping around, if they see the woman in black, then that means that there is going to be a child that is killed.
Don't get me started on the fucking villagers.
Hang on.
This has come back to me now.
Hang on. Yeah, let Elton do his bit. We'll come back to the villagers. Go on.
They have this under control, and Daniel Radcliffe coming along and snooping around just because he's doing a job. Not that he doesn't think he's interfering with anything. But all the villagers know, you've seen her. Well, then one of them's going to go now, isn't it? That's what's happening. You're upsetting the apple cart here. You can fuck right off and keep fucking off until you've fucked off some more. And once you're over there, fuck off.
Yeah, keep fucking off. Continue to fuck off.
Don't fuck off too much that you come all the way back, because then we'll just have to fuck you off again.
Yeah. So carry on fucking off. Now fuck off.
But they have this kind of status quo. It is finally balanced. No one has seen her, and everything is calm. And until Daniel Radcliffe accidentally stumbles across this, and then starts seeing her all over the place, and all shit goes to hell. And I quite like that balance, but then you have the returning of the body, and you have that moment that the guy comes into the room and I think she's gone, and you think, oh, okay, we're in the last 10 minutes now. We can all breathe. Everyone needs to reset into their positions.
Pass the
and we
gravy.
can roll the credits. And then you see her again. You're like, oh my word! And the kid just leaves his hand. You're like, there's no way that kid would have left my hand at that moment. No way. But he went to shake his hand. I think it would have been better if, as he'd gone to shake his hand, the kid was then released. That would have worked much better, I think. I think the kid just leaving his hand doesn't work. It's not as effective. But I love when they do get hit by the train and taken out of things, and he's just stood there going, hello, is anyone there? I can't see anything. Daddy, what's that lady over? Oh, and they're like, oh, and I didn't mind that. It kind of works for me. I think I was more relieved just to get to the end of the movie and be like, right, okay, that's it. Never have to watch that again. Thank you very much. But
there's also a bit of a standoff there because the woman in black is there, and we've seen that the kind of it's implied that the spirits of those she's killed kind of are drawn to her. But when his wife's appear, it's kind of like, you fuck off. You're not getting this pair.
Yeah.
Fuck off.
well, did she? And I know this is going off the book and off the play and stuff like that, but I haven't seen that, so I'm just coming at it from the film perspective.
Yeah, sure.
Did she let him go with his wife because she sees that he has the grief that she has had and sees that he tried to return and restore that grief to her? So there is a kind of, well, you've tried to help me. I see that you've suffered in the past. I'll let you be.
I'm probably not the right one to answer this. Jim or Darren can take this one because I would come at it with a completely negative. The writers just decided.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
But yeah, go on, go on, Jim. You got a thought?
I think that is ambiguous, but it is that kind of. The last shot is she's almost stepping back into the darkness, then she cocks her head and looks at the audience. And it's kind of like, all right, I might have lost that one, but you fucking better watch out.
Yeah. That's it. You're doomed. Doomed.
We can't afford Radcliffe anymore, but you in the cinema.
Yes. Yeah, the old James Whale, it could be. Oh. Yeah. Dow, I'm curious now. What were you going on about with the villagers? Come on.
Okay, so I've just turned up at this building, right? Okay, I'm putting my luggage down. I'm just going to put this bag on this table here, right? I'm going to go about my business. Suddenly, I get a phone call. A child has just died in the village and it's all your fault. Why is that? Because you put a bag on the table. I didn't know that. No, but we did. But I was just down there a little while ago and you said nothing about putting bags on tables killing children. So why am I the fucking twat?
Well, if you don't know, I'm not going to tell you.
Yeah, exactly. It's like he even says to them, and you didn't think to fucking tell me this. In words to that effect, he says to the villagers, you didn't think to fucking say a word. Right? It's that whole thing of, don't tell him, but let him go up there and hopefully he won't look her in the eye, he won't see her at all, even though we know he's bound to, so let's not warn him anyway, but we'll blame him for this. Right, and make ourselves feel better about it. that we've got a point of anger that we can direct ourselves at for this. Okay, this poor bloke who's come in just to fucking do some paperwork, for fuck's sake, right? He's just coming in to do the accounts, and it's like, this is it. This is the shit he gets for it. He's got a bunch of twats in the village. Who,
in fairness, he is an accountant. You know,
oh yeah.
He's not
Actually,
even
the local accountant tries to stop him going to the things. I've
But
got
he
all
doesn't
the paper
tell
in
him
here.
why. He just gives him all this, like, I'm going up there now. No, you can't go up there. Why is that? Oh, well, there's no cabs going up there. It's all right, I'll walk. Oh, no, it's about to rain. You can't do it. If somebody kept hitting you with excuses, if you basically you're like anyone else, you're going to want to go. This is you're going to get more curious.
Honestly, if you're in that situation, someone said to you, actually, don't go to the house because there's a ghost there. If you see that, a kid will die. What would you say?
Well, no,
you say,
hold on.
bollocks to you. Fucking give me the cab. Go in there now, you cunt. Don't be stupid. No such thing as ghosts.
I would be the total opposite of thank you very much. I will see you and bid you a good day.
It's a good day, sir. Good day.
It's still better than turning around and going like, oh no, you can't go because of this. Oh, but then I've got something that'll be okay. I can defeat that little obstacle by doing this. Oh no, but now I've got another obstacle that I'm going to mention that I didn't mention 2 seconds ago. All right, well, I've got this thing that I'm going there, but I've got this other obstacle, and it's just like you're going to get suspicious. You're going to want to go. That's it. What are you hiding? You know.
I do know what you mean. I would be more on the Elton side at this point, because I have to say, if there's enough people telling me to fuck off in very, very subtle ways, I'd pick up on the clue and just fuck off. I mean, as soon as they started doing all of that stuff, my first thought was what would I tell my boss? How would I get around it? Go, yeah, well, actually, I've got the forms. They're right here. Thanks very much. And that's how thanks for giving me the envelope. I'm off. The rest of this stuff was shit. I looked through it. It was rubbish. Because there's obviously something very odd going on here, and curiosity is not gonna fire me up as much as self-preservation. But yeah, no, I do take your point though. It's just like it was a bit ladled heavy, if you know what I mean.
It's just lots of shifting looks at whatever, like, you know, people doing the cliche thing of going out, you know, as he passes, oh, bring the kids in, bring the kids in.
Yeah, but then that's a kind of Hollywood horror staple, though, isn't it? You know, the whole sort of he's a stranger, don't go near the stranger.
Do you know, all it needed, right, was some bloke in a pub complaining that he'd missed a dartboard that he'd never missed before. I've missed that dartboard in 10 years.
You
it's all
made
your fault.
Me miss.
Exactly.
I never miss. Yeah. Oh dear. Go on. I thought you were going to say something else, Del.
No. I mean, why not just burn the fucking place to the ground? Right? Just do it. Just burn the fucking place to the ground. Right? If you know this goes on there, then, you know, take the thing away from them. Right? Just burn the place to the ground.
The thing is, though, it's kind of, she doesn't just appear on the house on the island.
No, but it doesn't give him
she can
any
appear she can appear in the village as well.
She can.
Yeah,
right.
only burning the house down ain't going to solve anything.
Oh, it is going to solve something. Okay, why is Daniel Radcliffe going there? What's the point of his visit?
To go and do
the paperwork. If you burn the fucking house down with the paperwork in it, he's got no reason to go up there.
But how would you burn the house down without going to the house?
Very long match.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, that's the thing, isn't it? You've got to sacrifice someone. Right?
Can I ask then? So it is like the woman in black is kind of tethered to the house. I'm not saying that she can't go away from the house, but she keeps returning to the house because isn't that where her body is buried and the child is now buried, and the child died as well. So it kind of it's around there. You remove that, and she is just off the leash. And am I right in thinking in either the book or the play, doesn't she follow?
Well, yes, she goes to London.
She does go to London. Yeah, she goes to London and causes Arthur's wife's carriage to bolt.
Yeah, but it's also in the book, the play, and the Nigel Neal version. The first sighting of the woman in black from Arthur is he's gone to the church in the village, where he's going to meet one of the locals, and he sees the woman praying in there, and it's actually that's his first sighting of the woman in black.
Yeah, she's praying isn't she praying at an empty grave, or a grave that doesn't have a child in it?
Yes, something like that. Yeah.
So that's the thing. It's like, the whole point of her, in many ways, is just to show that she's grieving, and the whole thing is about the grief. It's about the loss, and that's the key. It's that whole point. Is like you're sitting there going, oh, actually she's a figure of sadness. She's not a figure of horror.
And so is Daniel Radcliffe's.
But
role.
But this is where it all goes a bit wonky for me, because I kind of, the whole point was that she's, she latches on and makes him the way he is. She makes him sad because she's the one who kills his kid, and kills his wife. And he ends up, doesn't he end up marrying the nanny in the book? She becomes his fiancée.
I can't remember as well as I read it. I think that might be it.
Which is also why the fiancée was played by a well-known actress whose name I can't remember, but she was in the
Jessica Raine.
That's it, yeah. And
did she play? She was in the was it the story of William Hartnell was
Doctor? Yeah, she played Derbyshire, didn't she? And that's the thing. It was like, why didn't you just do it the way it was supposed to be done? Why did you have to go for the standard horror tropes? Do you know what I mean? And then bottle from that. But no, the whole point was that the woman in black's actual appearance was supposed to be a sad affair, rather than just like, oh, it's terrifying. What she actually ended up signifying, and what actually kind of followed her along, almost felt like a sort of secondary effect. If I remember correctly, it was more like, oh, she appears and then something bad happens. But usually it wasn't just something bad happens because she makes the kids go psycho. It was something bad happens because she, bad luck follows her, sort of thing. And she's not resting because shit's happening, because she's lost a kid. Or am I misreading all of that, Jim? Because I can hear her coming.
Yeah. Well, can you remember? It's kind of it's heavily implied that all the accidents are her doing. This version shows it more graphically than others, but it's definitely, the implication is there that yes, she's grieving, but she is also angry and vengeful. And this is why seeing her is bad, because it's kind of you've caught her attention. In the Nigel Neal version, there's an accident. It's with barrels being unloaded at the pub, and the barrels get loose, and Arthur actually saves a child. And it's said in that version, I think this is in the book as well, that he shouldn't have interfered, because if the child died, that would be it, and it'd be over, and she'd be sated for a while. But because he interfered, it's going to get worse now.
Yeah,
that you can't prevent the bad thing happening. Once she's seen somebody, there will have to be a death, and if that death is waylaid, there'll be two deaths, and it'll.
Yeah, I guess that's that again. It comes back down to that, how she treated. Is she treated as a ghost with bad juju following her around, or is she a curse that once you've seen her, it's just inflicted upon you regardless of what you do? and that's the bit where I kind of, I don't know which way I should swing, but when you suddenly throw that whole, Hollywood horror ending, your Carrie ending, your Nightmare on Elm Street ending, your Ringu ending of kind of like, oh, you thought it was all over, surprise. It's just like, really? Sorry, I keep doing that. Everyone's sort of talking about it sensibly, and then I just come along and go, well, I think you ought to know I'm feeling very depressed. Okay, I'll tell you what. Has anyone got anything additional that they want to bring up about this film? Any thoughts they've got in their minds they want to just drop down? Because otherwise it will just be me jumping in with the same questions and going.
I have two thoughts as I was watching it. Number one, the ghost re-wallpapered the wall with the same wallpaper. Because he ripped it off. It's like someone wrapped up a box present for me, and I was like ripping open the paper, and the same paper is underneath it again. It's like, God. And the other thing that I was thinking, when Arthur was swishing around trying to find the body, it's like, I think I can touch something. I've had old work colleagues that look like that.
What, the body that come out or the body that went in?
Him swimming around, near the boss's arse, basically.
Ah, yes.
You're like, I've seen that before. Definitely.
Yeah. Need more than a car reversing to get that out.
Definitely.
Right. Can I clarify the wallpaper thing?
Yeah, sure. Go for it.
Well, the writing on the wall, that was effectively her suicide note. She wrote that, then hung herself in that room off the rocking chair.
Beautiful.
Yeah, that's true. There you go. So there you go. A bit before committing suicide, always do a bit of home decorating.
Well, no, she didn't do it. Her sister, Mrs. Drablow, covered that shit up afterwards, obviously.
That's right, yes.
See,
Yeah.
okay.
Sorry. Yeah, absolutely. No, that's me being a doofus. Yeah. Anything else, Jim, or you got anything else you want to bring up, or?
Not I can think of offhand.
I was gonna ask, because obviously you brought up the sort of the Nigel Neal version, and we brought up the player several times, and the book. For you, what is the definitive version of this?
For me, it's probably equal tide, the play and the Nigel Neal version. The book's good, but I think, as I said before, the play and the Neal version just fine tune the book. I mean, the book is a good short read. Don't get me wrong. I'm not dissing the book at all, but it's just I think the play just really has something, because I think it's a very interesting piece of theatre. And Nigel Neal's adaptation, he brings some interesting stuff to the table. Not huge changes, but he just fine tunes it so it really works as a bit of TV. That's really very effective storytelling, and really just creepy as hell.
Yeah. Okay. And Dow, what about you?
Oh, for me, it's always the play, man. You will never quite, when you go, you never quite get over being in an aisle seat and realising there is a presence standing right fucking next to you.
Yeah.
You fucking twat. God, Jesus H. Fuck it. It's what I call a 3D play, basically, because it's everywhere in the auditorium. It's not just on the stage there. It's behind you. It's to the left of you, to the right of you. Yeah. And it works. It's great as a piece of scary theatre. It's really, really done well.
Yeah, because the only reason I ask is because I'm wondering whether or not this. We've talked about the play and the book and the version by Nigel Neal, and Elton's only got the film to reference, and I'm just wondering whether or not all the versions work based on the one you see first. So in other words, it's like,
That's interesting.
your version, your favourite Doctor Who is the first one that got you into Doctor Who, which is kind of the classic one I go back to. It's like, okay, right, fine, he's my Doctor or she's my Doctor. You know what I mean? Or the James Bond sort of thing. All the other James Bonds were all right, but the one that I liked the most is the one that had the gadgets and I went to see in the cinema the first time. And I'm just wondering whether or not that's the case, and maybe we're, especially me with my fucking Marvin paranoid android head on, being a bit down on the film because it isn't quite the same as having a 6-foot apparition standing right behind you, breathing down your neck in a very cold theatre.
Yeah.
It doesn't quite match up. Watching Daniel Radcliffe fuck about with a dog and a candle. And some dolls isn't the same as having someone actually standing behind you.
Yeah, it's, that sort of that gasp that goes through the auditorium like a fucking Mexican wave as people, everybody is like, oh fuck! It's that kind of.
Yeah,
you don't get that with the film. Yeah,
exactly. But that's the problem, isn't it? It's that whole thing of. That's where the chills come from. Whereas if that was done in the film, that would have just ended up with a sort of woo,
it would have,
fucking boo. But anyway, what about you, Elton? Do you think you like this version because this is the first time you've seen and heard the story, or would you go and see the play? Let's put it that way.
Not now. Not now that you've told me it's like 3D. Fuck that noise.
Yeah, and more the point, would all of the audience members, everyone listening to this, like to donate exactly £1 whole to the Sending Elton to the Woman in Black theatre experience?
Elton, I will go with you. Right, I should bring some baked potatoes or some roasties. Right, and I'll have an entire fucking lunchbox full of these things for you, okay?
Yeah.
And we'll sit there and I will keep handing them to you as and when. You can just, you can put your hand in me box and pull out me taters, all right? Pull out me tatties.
Ooh, missus. No, I'm genuine. I think if everyone listening would like a Black Dog horror special, whereby we basically pay to have Elton go into the theatre of Woman in Black. We record him going in, and then we record him coming out in the pub, presumably, settling his nerves with a scotch.
Holy shit.
What do you think? Ladies and gentlemen of the audience.
I don't think I've got any choice in this, have I?
I think this is...
Not with our listeners.
No,
Do you
not
know
with our
what?
listeners.
The great thing is about the auditorium, the actual theatre that you go and see it in, it is so small, no matter where you go, you've got a good seat.
Yeah, it's great.
It is. It's really good value for money if you want to see a play.
I'll tell you what, it fucking will be once we record the podcast. So, ladies and gentlemen, if that is something that interests you, let me know on the Facebook group or on Twitter or on feedback. Let me know, and we'll sort it out. Well, I don't know how we'll do it. Any money over the price of the ticket, we'll donate to charity. How about that? There you go.
Yes,
so
indeed.
So yes. So money. If you and then we'll send Elton. The ticket will be for Elton to go into the Woman in Black. And we'll record him beforehand. We'll get some reactions beforehand, and then we'll send him in there, and we'll wait until he comes out, and then we'll get some reactions afterwards, and we'll record it all and put it on a special podcast.
When's Children in Need? When's Children in Need?
Actually, that's a good point. Actually, we could do it then, couldn't we?
When is Children in Need?
You don't need to do this. Keep your money. Buy a coffee. Go buy yourself you've deserved it. Go buy yourself a very expensive coffee.
Oh, actually, the Children in Need is on the 21st, isn't it?
Friday, the 18th, and Saturday, the 19th of November, 2002, I believe.
Yeah, in 2022. Yeah, so in which case we've got exactly a month. There you go.
Oh, I'm busy. I am busy.
Exactly a month. So, ladies and gentlemen, there you go. This is our charity thing for this year. Elton goes to see Woman in Black, and we record the beginning and the end reactions. And yeah, and if you donate just a little bit of money, if you're into this, if it's all good, then what we'll do is we'll take the initial cost of the ticket, and anything over that, children in need. There you go. How about that? I don't think we can say fairer than that, and I think all of our audience are lovely, generous people. And
I get to stay at a penthouse suite, yes, after that? Is
Oh,
that right?
no.
If you got the money, Elton, yeah, why not? I mean, go for it. Go for a break. I would have just said a travelling or something, you know.
Personally,
or
I think you'd be paying for the toilet roll, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just going on to Amazon now, looking up a bag of King Edward Spuds. There we go. What's your favourite potato, Elton? Do you like your Jersey potato, or do you like your white potato, or any particular sort is good for roasting?
Maris Piper.
Maris Pipers, yeah.
Maris Pipers.
Weapon of choice, yeah.
Yeah, weapon of choice. That's it.
I'm seriously looking them up right now. Actually.
Funny enough, I'm looking up the Woman in Black. Oh, it's actually look at that.
You are going to the right website, aren't you?
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah, the there you go. Live at the Fortune Theatre, currently booking up until the 29th of April 2023. So there's absolutely no rush to get it done straight away. Tickets.
Oh, there's always seats. There's always seats for the women.
Yeah, tickets are £22.50. There you go. Oh, that's beautiful. I think we can easily do that. If everyone who listens to the Black Dog every week donated just 25p, we'd have enough to send you. and then have more than that, enough left over for children in need. I think this is a great idea. I think this is the best one we've had. I think this is the best one we've had this week.
I say screw the children.
No, that's a different thing.
I was going to say that's a totally different time of the BBC's era, and we don't condone that at all. Right, well, there you go. That I think that derailing of this podcast has nicely brought the review to a close. So, like I say, ladies and gentlemen, if you have any feedback for us, if you have any notes, you think anything we missed out, anything you'd like to discuss about the Woman in Black, by all means, send it in to feedback@blackdogpodcast.com. Or you can catch us on Twitter, which is @BlackDogPodcast, or you can join us on the Facebook group and leave a comment there, which is facebook.com/groups/The Black Dog Podcast. And of course, if you think it's a good idea to donate a tiny bit of money to Children in Need, aka sending Elton to see Woman in Black between now and the 23rd of April 2023, while we record it and send you a lovely, lovely special edition of the podcast, do let us know. I think we'll be right up for that. I'm very much looking forward to it. How do you feel about it, Jim?
I think it's a fabulous idea. Worthy cause.
Yeah, I do. Darren, how do you feel about it?
Oh, beautiful, yeah.
Good, that's settled then.
I hate you all.
That's settled. That's just absolutely lovely. Right. So let's wrap this up then, and we'll find out now what's coming in next week's podcast. So, Darren, it's your choice next week.
Indeed.
And what do you have for us next week?
Okay, so many, many moons ago, I saw the original version of the film I'm about to suggest that we watch this week. I really wasn't impressed with it at all. It's, the whole thing was lost on me. Basically, I didn't know why people thought it was such a fantastic film. So I've heard lots of good things about the remake. And that is the one that I'm going to suggest today. And looking at the trailer, I think it seems it's different enough, I think, from the original. And what we're going to go for is a film that's produced by somebody we've liked the films of on here, Jordan Peele, and it is Candyman, the 2021 version.
Candyman.
Yep, which is available on Amazon Prime.
Nice.
At this very moment to watch for free.
I would say it one more time, but apparently we're not allowed.
No.
Cool.
Who can
Okay.
scare the children. La 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 la. The Candyman can.
The Candyman can, 'cause he mixes it with love and sticks you with a hook. Who can take some scissors, jam them in your eyes, gets a load of bleeds and stick them right down your flies. Anyway, the Candyman. So Candyman. Yes, I haven't seen this. There's the remake. Have you seen this, Jim?
I have, yes.
Oh, are you looking forward to seeing it again?
Yes, I quite enjoyed it. I thought this was an interesting sort of new take on it. It's not exactly a remake of the Bernard Rose film, and it draws a bit more on the original Clive Barker short story, Sweet to the Sweet.
Cool.
With the title correctly. So I thought it was a very, very interesting movie.
Cool. What about you, Elton?
I haven't seen this version. I don't think I've seen the original one all the way through. I think I've caught bits of it where it's been on TV a million times before. But no, it's all new to me, really.
Okie dokie.
Is there a play of this as well?
Oh no, don't worry about it. There's.
Would you like there to be on? Because
Yeah.
I'm sure we can arrange it.
I'm sure we
we'll
can sort something out.
get to writing on the old script editor there. Maybe we'll get an AI to write the script for us. How about that? Oh, I see. Oh, fuck it. No, I'm on that. That's it. I'm going to get an AI to write the Candyman script.
Yeah. For me, like I say, I've seen the original. I haven't seen this version. I'm pretty much in the same boat as you, Dal. I think that's because we saw it at the same time, didn't we?
I think so. Yeah, I think actually we saw it together because
Yes.
I think but you might have had it on. It was either
On
on
VHS.
video or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, the Virginia Madsen one. And,
Yeah.
I wasn't entirely sure what was going on, but then that might just be because of the age we were when we saw it. We weren't paying massive amounts of attention. But anyway, so I'm interested to see what this one's like. I've heard lots of interesting things about it, so we'll find out. So there you go. So next week, ladies and gentlemen, when we return, we'll be back for Candyman. Jim will not be with us next week. Oh, but we will be back, me, Elton, and Darren. But before we go, let's just find out about Pimp's Corner and go around the table. So, Jim, obviously, this is your season. This is your moment. Hypnagoria, right in front and centre of October. What's going on, sir?
Well, mainly this month I'm doing more chapters in my annual series of the history of Halloween. This week I've just released an episode on the history of haunted houses, ghost trains, and haunted attractions and home haunts. And coming this weekend is part one of Halloween in the 1980s.
Nice. You're really setting yourself up for more series that are just going to take up your life forever, aren't you? You just can't get enough.
Well, this one's getting towards the end, really, because I'm doing the 80s in 2 parts, and the last episode this month will be focusing on to Ghost Watch, which starts the 90s. And then after that, it's not too much. Maybe another couple of episodes in the history of Halloween, because we'll hit the present day, frankly.
That's true.
Cool. So that might wrap up next year, sort of.
Okay, we heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. I don't believe it for a single second, but you heard it here first. God bless him for trying. Cool, okie dokie. And that's all over at hypnagoria.com.
It is indeed.
Lovely. And Elton, what about Rogue 2 Media?
Well, I'm still talking about cars going around in circles with Andy, so you can catch that on the Grand Prix podcast. And today I dropped an episode of Shonky Lab about imposter syndrome. So please download that to your heart's content.
Ooh, cool. Okay, I will take a listen to that. Cool. And that's all over at rogue2media.com.
It certainly is, yes.
Cool. And Darren, are you on anything?
I may actually be going on to The Great Derelict.
Okay.
Yes, I won't actually say what the subject is. I'll let Mr. Andy Palacides announce that, seeing as it's his show.
Mm-hmm.
So I could be on that this week.
Cool.
It may just be me and Andy, or it might be one other that goes on with us. But yeah, so there you go.
Okay. Well, funny enough, speaking of The Great Derelict, I was a guest on there last week with Murray the Pieman Christensen and God, I can't remember his surname. Brian Legate. And Andy talking about space sim games, ranging from Star Raiders on the Atari VCS right through to things like Hard Space Shipbreaker and Elite and all the other lovely games, and basically deciding that when you get Star Wars in a particular genre, that's it. That game genre is over. That's how it works. That's it. Once Star Wars appears, that's it. RTSs, you name it. And of course, bloody Y-Wings. They're not Y-Wings, but don't worry about that. You can find out more when you listen to us on The Great Derelict, which is thegreatderelict.libsyn.com, and of course on iTunes. And that's it. I think we'll wrap it all up there. The only other thing I will say is, before we go, is that those of you with, shall we say, Amazon listening devices. Yes, you people out there, and I've got one myself, and I won't say anything.
Yes.
But in the next couple of weeks, we will the podcast will be going on to their service. Will be published. Our published RSS will go through to them. So if you ask for us, not necessarily us, but the podcast, it will actually play through your device. More news on that once it's actually been tried, tested, and actually works. Because right now it seems a bit on the old flaky side. But there you go. We'll find out more as it goes on. More news as it arrives. But anyway, that's it. Thank you very much for listening. Thank you, Jim. Thank you, Darren. Thank you, Elton.
No problem.
And thank you all for listening. And, of course, don't forget, if you're interested in sending Elton to his doom, sending Elton to the theatre to watch Woman in Black, then, just remember, keep an eye on the old Facebook group, register your interest, and we'll sort that out. And that's it. So thank you very much for listening. So until next week when we come back for Candyman, take care, stay safe, and we'll see you all next time. Till then, take care. Tatty bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Ta-da.
Bye-bye.
There's a voice that keeps on calling me. Down the road, it's where I'll always be. Every stop I make a new friend. Can't stay for long, just turn around and I'm gone again. Maybe tomorrow I'll wanna settle down. Until tomorrow, I'll just keep moving on.
Get out of the booth, Jack.
No, I like it in here.